Let's get more on this now with Jameel Ahmad in London. He's the Director of Investment Strategy at the fintech firm NAGA. Great to have you back with us, Jameel. Now, $44 billion for Aramco is nothing to sneeze at. It's still one of the largest profits for any company globally. But do you believe their profits will recover this year?
Yes, they can, and you've put it perfectly there. It's nothing to be sneezed at. We have to take everything into consideration here on both a macro environment and a market environment. On the market environment, we all know what happened to oil prices over 2020. We saw negative oil prices for the first time in history. They plunged from $70 early January all the way to negative territory a few months later. Then they gradually recovered. So on a market environment, oil companies everywhere were shocked. And then on a micro environment, of course, we've had this once in a lifetime unfortunate pandemic, which took supply and demand for oil to levels that were completely unprecedented. There was basically no demand for the commodity. Travel stopped, businesses stopped, economies were on a red traffic light, they were on lockdowns. So all things into consideration, yes, it is a big decline in profits, but they've still made a profit of $50 billion, close to, and they're still one of the most profitable companies in the world and still able to pay dividends. Not many companies can say any of this, and that's why I do think that with the oil prices recovering in 2021, we're already up something like 30% in the first 2 months of last year. Oil prices are back to early January 2020, marginally below $70. And the vaccines are providing a lot of good news that economies will get better, specifically over the second half of the year. I don't see a reason why we can't be optimistic, but we have to be cautiously optimistic because, of course, this pandemic, it's something that you never know what's next.
Can we take a look at stock markets now? Because travel and leisure stocks are taking a bit of a battering right now. We're seeing a fall in the British Airways owner IAG, as well as the huge tour operator TUI. They're down about 7%. Can you tell us why that sector is under pressure right now?
Investors essentially jumped the gun a little bit because once the UK Prime Minister a few weeks ago announced that hopefully the UK will be able to completely exit lockdowns and social distancing and so on for the second half of June, holidaymakers were planning their summer holidays and et cetera, et cetera. But of course, what's happening in Europe right now, we see tighter restrictions and the tone is slowly turning more cautiously. It's not downbeat enough to say, look, those plans will change. But at the same point, we are getting government officials over here in the UK at least saying, look, don't plan your summer holidays yet. We don't know what could happen. And this is essentially making this sector become a little bit more victim to profit taking today. The losses have not been that serious and extensive, considering everything that they've seen over the last 1 year. But however, this extension of lockdowns in Europe and the really behind the curve vaccine curve in Europe too, this does suggest that perhaps investors did jump the gun. Holiday-making firms are not going to say that they've lost their summer season already, but we are not in a position yet where we can travel and hopefully get back to normal yet.
Okay, Jameel Ahmad from NAGA in London. It's a pleasure as always. Thank you for that.